In what is now being dubbed the most uncomfortable moment in late-night television, Monica Lewinsky's recent appearance on The Late Show with Stephen Colbert took an unexpected turn when she seemingly refused to acknowledge Meghan Markle's royal title. What should have been a standard interview about Lewinsky's activism and career took an awkward turn when the topic of modern media scrutiny and public figures seeking redemption arose. While Colbert carefully framed the discussion around cancel culture, media narratives, and reinvention, Lewinsky, an expert in public redemption herself, chose her words meticulously until the moment Meghan Markle's name came up. That's when things got tense. Instead of referring to Markle as Duchess, as is often expected in media circles, Lewinsky coolly mentioned her as simply Meghan, subtly reinforcing what many critics have been saying for years. Markle's obsession with her royal title is entirely self-serving. The audience noticed. Social media noticed. And most of all, Meghan Markle noticed. It was a moment that required no exaggeration, no dramatic confrontation, no overt hostility. Just a simple, intentional omission that sent shockwaves across the entertainment and royal commentary spheres. Lewinsky, a woman who has spent decades carefully navigating the public eye after being at the center of one of the biggest political scandals in American history, understands the power of language better than most. Her decision not to call Meghan Duchess was no accident. It was a statement. A quiet but firm acknowledgement that Markle's insistence on royal recognition, despite her very public departure from royal duties, was not something everyone was willing to indulge. And just like that, Monica Lewinsky, without raising her voice or making a direct accusation, delivered a reality check more brutal than any tabloid headline. If there's one thing Meghan Markle has been obsessed with, it's controlling how she is perceived by the world. From the carefully curated interviews to her Netflix docuseries, every move she makes is aimed at reinforcing her self-styled image as a misunderstood, wronged woman fighting against the oppressive system of the British monarchy and media. Yet, for all the control she has tried to maintain, public perception is something she can't entirely manipulate. And the response to Lewinsky's casual yet pointed dismissal of her title proved that Meghan's once untouchable image is now more fragile than ever. Twitter, or X as it's now called, erupted within minutes of the interview airing. Monica Lewinsky has more class in her little finger than Meghan does in her entire PR team. Did anyone else notice how Monica just casually refused to call her Duchess? Iconic. Monica Lewinsky doesn't play the victim. She educates, she builds. Meghan? Meghan needs to be a victim or else she has nothing. Even major media outlets picked up on the moment, with some calling it the snub heard around the world. For years, Meghan Markle has attempted to craft her own narrative, using the media as both a tool and a scapegoat. On one hand, she has positioned herself as a victim of ruthless tabloid culture, vilified, misrepresented, and hounded by an unfair press. On the other, she has willingly courted that very same media, signing lucrative deals with Netflix, Spotify, and book publishers to tell her version of events. This strategy worked for a time. But the public isn't as easily fooled anymore. The media, once eager to paint her as the rebellious royal standing up against outdated traditions, has begun to turn on her. Journalists and commentators, some of whom were previously sympathetic, are now openly questioning her motivations. And Lewinsky's move, deliberate or not, only solidified what many have come to suspect. Meghan Markle is no longer the main character in the story she's trying to tell. While Meghan and Prince Harry have spent years hurling accusations at the British monarchy, from racism claims to emotional neglect, the royal family has mastered the art of responding with silence. And in this case, their silence speaks volumes. Unlike Meghan, who constantly tries to correct the record, King Charles, Prince William, and Kate Middleton have adopted the never complain, never explain strategy. Instead of engaging in media warfare, they focus on public service and duty, two things Meghan and Harry abandoned. Ironically, by doing and saying nothing, the royal family has effectively won the public relations battle. One of the most telling aspects of Meghan's public unraveling is how different true icons handle adversity. Take Monica Lewinsky. She was publicly humiliated, ridiculed, and shamed in ways far worse than anything Meghan Markle has endured. Yet, she reinvented herself, not by playing the victim endlessly, but by using her experiences to educate and advocate against cyberbullying. She took responsibility. She evolved. Meanwhile, Meghan, despite having significantly more privilege, continues to center herself in a narrative of victimhood, unable to move beyond grievances that have long since exhausted the public's sympathy. One woman understands that true power comes from personal growth. The other? She's still demanding a crown she willingly left behind. At the core of this entire spectacle is a lesson in humility. Meghan Markle had the world in the palm of her hand when she first joined the royal family. She had influence, status, and goodwill. But instead of using her platform for something greater than herself, she became consumed by grievances, real or imagined. Her refusal to let go of the Duchess title, her insistence on constantly reminding the world of how wrong she's been, has made her impossible to relate